Black metal is my favourite genre in the entirety of metal, and today I'm going to tell you exactly why I love black metal so much. So, before I get started with me gushing about this genre that I love so dearly, let me know what your favourite genre is down below, and if you love black metal, tell me why, what draws you in to this genre specifically, what makes you stay, and what makes you love it so much. So, with that out of the way, let's get in with it, and the big one. I've done a video like this before on why I love atmospheric black metal, so the first thing I'm going to say is atmosphere. Atmosphere is the first thing that draws me in to this amazing genre as a whole. Just the feeling that this music can transport you anywhere. This music can transport you to an icy snowfield. It feels like you're in the album cover of Immortals at the Heart of Winter when you're listening to it. The icy cold atmosphere of some of these albums just makes you feel cold when you're listening to it, which is fantastic. A lot of other genres don't have this same atmosphere that black metal does. It's thick, rich, and dripping with substance that just draws me in and holds me there, drowning me in the icy cold lake, and that's what I love about this genre. Couple of examples. First one, cosmic black metal. I've done videos on this before, I do love my spacey stuff. Bands such as Mare Cognitum, Spectral Law, Mesarthim, Battle Dagroth, all these kind of bands have a very out there feel, and when you're listening to the music of this specific sub-genre, it does feel like you're floating in space. Like, listen to Dark Space. Listen to Dark Space 1, you'll feel like you're on the SS Ishimura and those necromorphs coming to feast on your soul. That's what it feels like. It feels like you're lost in space with some of these albums and songs. Just like Mare Cognitum, it feels like you're seeing the wonders of astrology while you're listening to the music. And not a lot of other genres do this. Other examples, nature. I do love the nature themes in black metal, and it does feel like you're walking through an autumn forest while listening to some of these bands. I'll give you examples for each one. First of all, Nocturnal Mortem. One of the shirts I'm wearing right now. That makes it sound like I'm wearing multiple shirts. No, just one shirt. But yeah, Nocturnal Mortem, albums like Verity, albums like Goat Horns, Lunar Poetry, especially The Voice of Steel, makes you feel like you are walking through a forest. It really does. Other bands such as Gallowbraid has this feeling as well. Druk, my personal favourite. Listen to like Blood in Our Whales, Autumn Aurora, or even Forgotten Legends, and it feels, you can feel the leaves falling on your face when you're listening to this album. That's what I love about it. The atmosphere and the ability to drag you into the music is just unparalleled. Summoning is another good one, making you feel like you're on like horseback riding into battle, making you feel like you're on the fields of Pelennor. It makes you feel like you're in the Tolkien world with all the characters riding off into battle, and not a lot of other genres make you feel like you're in the music. So, yeah, it makes you feel like you can go to space, makes you feel like you're in an ice field, makes you feel like you're in the forest, makes you feel like you're in a cavern alone, and there's just water dripping on your head as you're slowly going insane. Some of the albums can make you feel like that, such as Death Below Megas, that swirling dissonant vortex. It does feel harrowing and terrifying, and even, Bethlehem and stuff like that, which is another good atmosphere. Another thing I love about it is the evil mood, like I mentioned with Deathspell, has, like Pericletus, has this evil kind of atmosphere. Other bands such as Achilles, or Achilles, I don't know how to pronounce them, but listen to that and you'll be terrified. With the lights out at night time playing Achilles, it's just hair-raising. It's beautiful. Not a lot of music can do this, but this music can scare you. I do love a good horror movie, so I do love a good scare. Black metal can also be very ferocious. It's not just atmospheric or moody, it's also very ferocious. You have bands like Marduk. You play Nightwing to someone, and it's just blast beat central. The drumming, if you love death metal, you'll love Marduk. Other bands like Blasphemy, Revenge, these kind of just really heavy, but even Anal Nathrak, mixing a bit more industrial into the music. You can headbang, you can mosh around, and it's a great time, as well as being pretty moody, pretty evil, and atmospheric at the same time. There is also beauty within black metal. There is beauty to be held within the genre of black metal, a serenity in the music with bands such as Agalloch, bands such as Alcest, bands such as Aquilus, which mixing the classical and a prog with this black metal is just so beautiful. It's so beautiful, the music. Mixing clean singing and the screams just, I don't know, it's just brings a smile to my face. I do also love the satanic themes and imagery within this genre, and a lot of people are put off by that, and that's understandable. You can do what you want, you can like what you want. For me, I like the satanic themes, I like the upside down crosses, the pentagrams, the blood, the corpse paint. It adds to the imagery, adds to the showmanship, adds to the whole quality of the music, in my opinion. It makes the live shows just more interesting, and I like my edgy stuff. I like my demons, I like my monsters, I like my Dungeons and Dragons. Nerd! But yeah, I like the kind of dark, evil, satanic stuff they have going on, especially anti-religious stuff. I'm not really big into religion as a whole, so that kind of stuff is fine with me. All the edgy stuff I love, so yeah, that's another thing that draws me in. I also think it's the best crossover genre. Anything mixed in with black just makes the other music better. Black makes other genres better. It just does. It makes thrash better. Bands like Abzu, Vector, Skeleton Witch, they're just some of my favourite thrash bands of all time because it gives it a gritty edge. Gives it this kind of, like Hellripper's another good one, it's like speed metal. Gives it this gritty edge, bit more harsh vocals, and just makes it, for me, more interesting music. You know, doom metal, it makes doom metal a bit better. Bands like Bethlehem, bands like Naught, Elysian Blaze, these bands are just, has a bit more edge to the doom, which I like. Black and Prog, you know, Akercocke. Early Opeth, like Morning Rise, the black kind of edge and orchid, which is some of my favourite albums of all time. Love that stuff. Nigura Bunga, amazing as well. So it's just the best pairing. Oh, I forgot Black and Death. Bands like Belphegor, Behemoth, stuff like that, just adds to the atmosphere. And I love it. It's not all doom and gloom. I just did a video on most fun black metal bands, because they can be fun as well. Bands like Immortal, Carrick Angron, Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth, that kind of bombastic, epic showmanship that they have in these kind of bands, especially symphonic black metal bands, which I also love. So, anywhere you go, there's a style for you. There's a style for you. You want a bit more into the death metal? Listen to Belphegor. You want a bit more beauty? Listen to Aquilus. You want a bit more common than that? Listen to Alcest. You want something fun? Listen to Immortal. It has everything you could possibly ask for in this genre. It's the only genre where I can get lost in the music. I can listen to thrash metal, and it's generally me throwing on Exodus or Sodom or something, and I'm kind of like moshing and headbanging, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is great, that riff, fantastic, those solos, oh yeah, I can mosh around, but then that's that. Very surface level enjoyment. Thrash is very surface level enjoyment, bang my head, there you go. Death metal, very surface level enjoyment. I'm like, that's a chunky riff, oh my god, that riff shatters the sky, and that's it. I'm not transported to another world, you know, I'm not engrossed in the atmosphere, it's just a good song. Whereas when I'm listening to black metal, most black metal, it takes me to the place they're talking about. You know, it gives me those feelings that a lot of other genres don't, and it's just better off for it. Also, I want to talk about the vocal style, the demonic shrieks, the harrowing screams. It just adds to the overall mood of the music, and it feels like another instrument. The vocals in black metal feel like another instrument to the band rather than just singing or growling. The screaming is like another instrument. Sometimes it's a bit lower in the mix, and that adds to the atmosphere as well. So the vocal styles, the shrieks, I love. My favourite style of vocals in all of music, because it feels like a demon or a ghost is screaming at you. And that's what you want in this kind of music, to get you into the mood, to transport you to the places and make you feel the feelings. Because if they were just singing some of the stuff, like say in Dark Throne, Transylvanian Hunger, or Blazing Over Sky, say he was just singing normally, and you got the furious drumming in the background and the guitars, it won't really engross you as much, but because of the harrowing shrieks, you feel terrified and you feel more with the band, and it just feels more realistic. So having the music feel more realistic just makes the music better. The corpse paint as well, I love, adds to the style. Now, I'm not going to talk about like the history of some of the black metal bands, like the church burnings and all that stuff, because that doesn't really add to the music. That's just history. So, yeah, I'm not going to mention that. But yeah, everything else, the music as a whole, it's just perfect. That's why I love black metal, because of all those reasons. I love the vocal style, I love the atmosphere, I love the mood, I love the ability to take you places. I love the fact that black makes every other genre even better. So, yeah, this is me just gushing about my favourite genre. Hopefully you had fun with this video. Let me know your favourite black metal bands down below and why you love this genre so much. Let me know, and I'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.